Okay, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming through on this Monday evening, or Tuesday evening. Feels like Monday for me, but it's Tuesday. Um, it should be warmer than it is, shouldn't it? It's spring right now. I wanted to get hotter quicker as we go into the last 3 months of this year. Folks, we are live streaming, so thanks for all of you who've tuned in live this evening to our presentation around the country. We're going to be talking about DuePoint this evening. DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited, and we're quite excited this evening to welcome a couple of teams around the country. We've got a team down in Knysna who's watching us, and we've got a team in the Free State watching us this evening. We're spreading to all the provinces, and it's getting more and more exciting every night. At the moment, we reckon we have about 1,000 views of our live presentations every time we go out. It's very, very exciting to have so many people watching us live. Folks, DuePoint, a division of Constantia Insurance Company. Constantia is a listed and licensed life and short-term insurance company. You can find us on the JSE under Conduit Capital. We were first founded in 1952, so we're nearly 65 years old, and nearly a 7-decade-old insurance company. We say that really because we want you to have a sense of confidence in who you're dealing with here this evening. We are, of course, an authorized and registered financial services provider as well. There's our FSP license number there. And outside, just next to the front door, you can see all of our licenses on the wall and all of our associations. Get comfort with who you're dealing with here this evening. This is not some kind of startup, even if it's the first time you've been hearing about it, but rather a well-established financial services company in South Africa. I also want you to be comfortable with the team. This is a homegrown South African company, and it's filled with South Africans. Built for and by South Africans is what DuePoint is. We want you to have that comfort because, as you know, in South Africa today, we've got lots of things that seem to come and go, flavors of the month that come in from overseas, and they're here 1 minute and they're gone the next. Well, that's not who we are at all. This is me, Brendan Benfield. I'm the senior executive here. I've been in the financial services space for about the last 20 years. I'm a chartered accountant. We've got Tim over here. He's also a chartered accountant. He comes out of the banking industry, spent 15 years with the First Rand Group, that's FNB RMB. Then we've got Stacey, our auditing expert out of Deloitte, both working locally and internationally with them before coming to join us on the team. We've got Jane over here. She's our only expat. She comes from the UK, but she spent the last decade here in South Africa, and she brings direct selling expertise to the team. And then we've got Rob. Rob's our design guy. Everything you see, feel, and touch in DuePoint was designed by Rob, who spent 20 years in the financial services space doing marketing and advertising. So we've got all the skills. But the most important aspect of our team, as I said at the beginning, is that we're here. We're here. You will find us Monday through Saturday in these 4 walls here. We're not in some foreign continent somewhere. You can find us right here. Now, what is it that we do at DuePoint? Well, we've got 2 objectives. Our primary objective, the passion of our business, the foundation of everything, is that we wanted to put into the hands of South Africans a tool that they control, that they can use to create recurring and stable income in their hands. In South Africa today, that's something we just do not have the luxury of. You'll know it already. If you're full-time employed, you have no control over your income. Someone else is telling you what you can earn, how much you can earn, when you can earn it, whether you're going to get an increase or whether you're going to get a bonus. Someone else is in control of our livelihoods. And this is in an environment where the economy is getting tougher and tougher every day that passes. You guys know it already. Inflation, out of control. Out of control inflation in South Africa. Certainly your income is not keeping up with it. Your 3% or your 6% increase is not inflationary. You know it when you walk through the shops that prices are doubling about every 3 years at the moment. How on earth can we keep up with that with a 3 to 6% increase every year? And what we do, of course, is we bridge the gap between what we earn and what we need to survive, or at least have a decent standard of living, with debt. We've become complete experts at it. We know we're not earning enough to survive in South Africa, so we just bridge it. We just bridge it. We go out and we take our debt for everything. Food, clothing, telephone accounts, it's all on debt. And when the crisis comes, we're just going to get some more debt. You know, funerals, accidents, sick. Every one of us just goes and gets more debt. We never seem to get on top of it. And of course, it just poisons our personal economy. It's something that we just can never get rid of, and ultimately we hand it over to our children. Now, our hope is that if we can put in your hands a tool that you can use to create recurring and stable income, in time, you can replace that bridge of debt with this income. That's our plan. That's our hope. ultimately, we want to put you in a position of free cash flow where you can start tackling the things of life. Those little things, like I said, granny gets sick or the kid gets sick and granny dies and you've got to pay for the funeral and pay for the medical bills, or you have a car accident, you've got to fix the car, those sorts of things. We don't want them to be crisis. We don't want them to be things you have to go and get further debt for. We want you to be able to have the free cash flow to be able to solve those problems in the moment they occur. And then ultimately, the long game, we want you to get ready for retirement. Right now, no one in South Africa is getting ready for retirement. None of you are saving. I know this because the statistics tell us that nobody's saving. Nobody is going to have the money required to cover their own expenditure when one day they cannot work anymore. And we're all going to get there, guys. When you're young, you think it's never going to happen. But I promise you, the train has left the station and there is no stopping it. At some point, all of us will be in a position where we cannot work anymore. Who's paying for us? Who? If we need the savings required to be able to pay for ourselves, well then we've got to have started saving about, probably most of you, 10 to 15 years ago. And we're too late. We're not going to make it. And so we want to put you in that position where you've created an income with our tool that is there every month, whether you're working or not, whether you are sick or healthy. That will be there when you're retired and cover the costs of your expenditure then. A completely different situation to the average South African right now. That's our primary objective. Our secondary objective is we're building a 21st century company where we want to put a direct pipeline between our customers and ourselves. We want you to be in contact with us, and we want to be in contact with you on a 24-hour basis. We don't want you to have to wait for us to open our doors in the morning. We want you in the heart of our business right from the first moment. Now, with those two objectives rolled together, we get what we call the DuePoint system. The DuePoint system, folks, is very simple. What it does is it allows you as an individual to contract with us as a wealth engineer. A wealth engineer has one task. One task. It does not include selling. It does not include marketing or advertising or advising. It is the simple task of connecting individuals to us. If you connect individuals to us, you help us create market penetration. That penetration turns into channels of distribution into which we can come and facilitate the purchase of our products. When we do that, we create revenue. When we create revenue, we create for you that recurring extra income that I've been talking about. Now, how are we able to make it stable? How are we able to make it recurring? Well, we don't sell things here. You are never going to have to buy boxes of goodies and try and sell them to your friends here. No, folks, we use financial services and lifestyle products only. That's it. Every one of them, like all financial services, are debit order based, and you can have them your whole life, which means that every month, whether you are sick or healthy, on holiday or not, our computer systems raise those debit orders, and where they paid successfully, your income comes in on a recurring and stable basis. That's the fundamental of our system. Now, as a second layer to that, we put in it the tools that allow you to go beyond your own capability. So you know right now, you've got 8 hours a day where you can work in. Once those 8 hours are done, your income stops. We wanted to create a system, a tool that would generate income for you even as you slept. So what we did is we allowed you through our system to take on the time and thought and energy of others in the building of your channels of distribution and income for us. I'm going to show you how that works through the course of this presentation. Folks, you are completely independent of us. This is not an employment contract. That is very important to note. Our Facebookers tend to want to write out there, I'm the latest DuePoint employee. No, you're not. We got all the staff we need, thank you very much. This is a tool that we put in your hands, and you choose when and how you want to use it. You're independent of us in this situation. Now, folks, there is absolutely no risk in becoming a wealth engineer, and I can say that with absolute confidence. We have designed the system to the best of our ability that you do not experience financial loss. That is the one thing we keep experiencing in South Africa is financial loss. We've tried to avoid that. First of all, there are absolutely no startup costs in becoming a wealth engineer. You don't have to buy a kit, a starter guide, nothing. There's no fee for becoming a wealth engineer. Secondly, there is no ongoing fee for being a wealth engineer. You don't pay a monthly business fee or admin fee or marketing fee. There are no costs for being a wealth engineer. By simply being a product owner at Constantia, you're automatically a wealth engineer here at DuePoint. There is no premium that you pay for to be a wealth engineer here at DuePoint. And as a result, you can wake up tomorrow morning and go, I should never have done this, and it'll have cost you nothing. You can carry on with life as normal. Now, it also does not require any specific qualification or experience. In the financial services space, you know there's lots of legislation. You have to write regulatory exams. You have to have specific levels of experience. You have to have NQF level 5 education. Well, with us, you perform no role as a broker or representative or advisor or even advertiser. And as a result, all you do is connect individuals to us and do not therefore require any specific experience or education. It's for everybody here at DuePoint. And then you are building an asset. Because we create things that create recurring, stable income in your hands, you're able to price your channels of distribution. When you can price them, you can sell them. You can transfer them, and one day they will be passed on to your children, and they will continue to earn off of what you have created. This is how we're hoping to create generational legacy here at DuePoint. Very different from the scenario at the moment, which I described earlier, where we hand debt over to our children when we pass away, and they get to pay for clothes they didn't wear and food they didn't eat. That's what we're doing now. We want to turn that around and put assets in the hands of South Africans. Now, you play, as a wealth engineer, no part at all in the sales transaction here at DuePoint. That is our task alone. You do not need to sell, and you do not need to present. All the things people hate doing, fantastic, gone in the DuePoint system. There are only 2 people that present the DuePoint opportunity at DuePoint, and that's me and Rob. And tonight you're very lucky because I'm much better than Rob. So you've picked a good night to come on, folks. We're the only 2 people that ever present here. You do not need to get accredited. You do not need to learn about our products. Your task is simply connecting people. Now, how do you connect people to DuePoint? Well, there's 4 ways. There's only 4 ways. Facebook, WhatsApp, Gumtree, etc. are not any of those ways. Okay? So if you're thinking about Facebook, cancel it out of your mind. We banned Facebook here at DuePoint. There are 4 ways of connecting people to DuePoint. 1 is you go out to our information counter and you buy a USB stick. On the USB stick is our presentations. If you've got a smart TV or computer, you plug it in, and there we are doing the presentation. The second way is if you're in Gauteng and you can get here, you can sit in our studio audience here every day, Monday through Saturday, evenings, lunches, and mornings, when we do our daily presentation to you and whoever you bring with you. The third way, the most important way, the primary way you connect people to DuePoint is through our YouTube channel. You go and find DuePoint channel on YouTube, and there is every presentation we've ever done, all of our training, all of our materials available for you 24 hours a day, anywhere in the country. If you've never used YouTube, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Because from this point forward, that is how you will connect people to us. So I always like to talk, particularly to my Gautengelingers here. See, all the people watching us live in the other 8 provinces, they've worked this out already. But the Gautengelingers don't want to work this out. Folks, in order to legitimize DuePoint, you do not need to bring people here. The paint and the bricks do not make us a company. Now, all of you are already going, no, but it's better if they see. It's just better if I bring them here and they see it. Folks, how many of you have been to Google's head office? No, 1. All right, you're the second person in about 60 presentations. Now, for the rest of you and for you, was Google not a legitimate company because you haven't been to their head office? No. You all believe it's legitimate, don't you? When you talk to your friends about Google, do they say to you, I'm not going to believe you until I've seen their head office? Do you get that with regard to Google? Okay. Now let's ask about Facebook. Any of you seen Facebook's head office? No. But when you talk to your friends and you say, let's use Facebook, do you think they say to you, not until I've been to their head office? Hey, no. Then why is it different for a 65-year-old insurance company? Every ounce of our credibility is online. Every ounce of it. You will find everything about DuePoint Constantia online. You do not need to bring people here. So I tell you that because people use this as kind of a crutch. They can't expand. We have freed you from this with our YouTube channel. Anywhere in the country, any hour of the day, you click one button, and there we are, presenting the DuePoint opportunity to you. It is your primary resource here at DuePoint. And then the fourth way, of course, is our live streaming. We live stream every presentation that we record out of this room. And so at 6:30 on some days, 12:15 on others, 10 on other days, if you're at work At home, in church, in a coffee shop, as long as you've got a screen and an internet connection, you can tune in live as we give these presentations with your friends and acquaintances around you and connect individuals to DuePoint. When you do that, one of those 4 ways, some of the people, not all of them, but some of the people that you present the opportunity and connect to us are going to catch the vision of what we're trying to do here. When they do, some of them want to become wealth engineers, and when they do that, we allocate them to you, and your channel is born. Now, these folk will go out and do the same thing. They will go and talk to people, and some of them will catch the vision, and again, we will allocate them to you. And this will continue over and over again until there are people all over the place talking about DuePoint and connecting people to us. We have this happening on a daily basis here at DuePoint. In fact, in the time we've done this presentation, about 15 more people have become wealth engineers. They're not here, so I don't know why they think it's legitimate if they're not here. But they're watching us live or they're using our YouTube channel, and the same thing will happen for you. Now, what you have done for DuePoint is you have created market penetration. You have built a channel of distribution in which we as DuePoint come along and facilitate the purchase of our product in it. When we do that, we create revenue, and that revenue is the birth of your income. Now, what's very important to note, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a scheme of any type, and it's not a shape, okay, that you read about in a newspaper or your father warned you about. We are a listed and licensed insurance company. We have 8 regulators that look after us and 150 pieces of legislation that govern us. We are audited on a quarterly basis by the regulators. How did we slip this past them? We didn't, of course. We've spent hours with them developing what we believe is one of the only genuine income earning opportunities outside of full-time employment and starting your own business in South Africa. We believe that wholeheartedly. And we have, of course, the evidence to prove it. But more importantly, folks, like anything that is genuine, your career, starting your own business, it takes time. People say to me, Brenda, this is too good to be true. What's the catch? Here's the catch. You are going to pay for your success at DuePoint with time. Time and energy and thought. Pretty easy to earn a little bit of money with DuePoint. Pretty easy, I'll show you. But if you want to change your future with DuePoint, you're going to pay with it with time. None of these things, none of the things I'm going to show you now are get-rich-quick exercises. Some of you are going, oh, I hope this is a get-rich-quick scheme. Others of you are going, so it better not be a get-rich-quick scheme, but I'm hoping it is. Folks, it's not. You're going to pay with time. Now, let me show you how it all works. The first way that we reward you in our system is through what we call our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 every time somebody in your channel makes a product payment multiplied by a factor of where in your channel that payment is made. So, for instance, you go out, you chat to a few of your friends, and those friends, some of them, not all of them, some of them say, hey, I want to become a wealth engineer. They take a product, they make their payment via debit order, and you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%. That's R55. It's not R1, it's not R5, it's not R12. Those are 1990s numbers. This is the 21st century. It's R55. It's material, it's significant, and you notice it straight away. Now, these few folk go out, they talk to a few more people. Some of them become wealth engineers, make their product payments, and again, you earn R27.50 multiplied by 200%. That's R55 again. Now, you've been here in this particular example for 5 minutes. There's a handful of people that have joined your channel, that have created market penetration for us, and you're already earning about R1,000 a month. Now, that hasn't changed your life, but you have already started feeling it. Perhaps some of you will then really catch the vision and start putting the time and effort in it takes to build a real channel of distribution here at DuePoint. As you do that, you earn on a diminishing basis down to the 8th point. But there is no limit to how much you can earn at DuePoint. From the 8th point onwards, as long as you qualify to earn, you will always earn 4% of R27.50. Now, how do you qualify to earn? Well, there's a 6-minute video on our YouTube channel that explains it to you. That's how complicated our business is. It takes me 6 minutes to explain the whole thing to you. All right? Watch the video and you'll understand how to qualify. Every point that you then grow from that point forward, from the 8th point onwards, whether it's 10 points, 15 points, 20, 25 points, where you qualify to earn, you will always get 4% of R27.50. When you hand it over to your children one day and they grow their channel from that point forward, they too will earn on the points they grow. This is how we are hoping to create legacy here at DuePoint. Now, what does that translate into practically? It's a good question. People ask it to me all the time. What do I need for this? What do I need for that? I have no idea. Every single one of you is going to grow at a different rate. Some not at all, some at a medium speed, and some very quickly, shooting the lights out. That is completely up to you. And so what we had to do to kind of give you some kind of idea is we went away, we got about 2 decades of data, we did some maths on it, and we came up with what we think is a reasonable and conservative growth rate formula. We call it the 3+2 formula. It says that in your very first month with us, you have to put 3 people on your first point. You. This is you. I'm only talking to you now. You've got to put 3 people on your first point in a month. We think that's reasonable. Then every month thereafter, you need to put 2 people in. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 1 every 2 weeks, okay, on average. Now, that doesn't sound like a big ask, 2 people every month, okay? But you've got to do it every month. This is where the persistency comes in. You've got to do it every month, Christmas included, New Year's Eve, your birthday month, okay? Every month, 2 people you've got to be putting in, where you can do that. And you work with your teams. And we apply all of our maths, lapses, cancellation rates, people not doing 3 plus 2. And you do that for 6 months. We reckon you can comfortably and reasonably expect to be earning around 2,500 Rand a month. Now, that's for some, not life-changing. For others, it is. For some, they say, well, it's too little after 6 months. But it's 30,000 Rand a year that you have just created into and added to your household income. No one here is ever going to ask you to quit your job. That would be ridiculous. You're going to still have your job. This is the tool we add to your life. This is the life add-on that we give you. And you use it in the time you have, every week, every month, to build your channel. Now, if you can do it at 2 people a month on your first point, working with your guys, after 12 months of doing that persistently, we reckon you'll be on about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. That's 120,000 Rand a year. It's taken you a year to get to it, spring next year. But you've changed your economic position by 120,000 Rand a year. Can you last 12 months, though? That's the big question. We do these presentations every day. Every day we do these presentations. Tens of thousands of people have been through the doors of DuePoint in the last couple of months. Tens of thousands. But many can't withstand the time. Remember, that's the price you've got to pay. It's the time input that you've got to do. This is where we lose most people over here. Month 3, they're here after 3 months. They're, Brendan, I'm only earning 500 Rand a month. I've been here forever. 3 months feels like that sometimes. Okay? If you think about what 3 months is, 3 months is between now and Christmas. Okay? I've been here, Christmas has come, and I've been here, and I'm only earning 500 Rand. But that looks about right, doesn't it? Because that 500 becomes 2.5 in the next 3, and the 2.5 becomes 10 in the next 6. But people give up there. This is for the people who push through, who deal with the very disappointing individuals that we are as humans, and keep going, pouring the time and energy into the construction of their channels. If they do it for 2 years, we reckon they can reasonably and conservatively estimate to be earning about 27,000 to 30,000 Rand a month. That's 2 years. 2 years, 360,000 Rand a year. If you can push through to 3 years, we reckon you can reasonably expect to be earning around 45,000 to 50,000 Rand a month. That's 600,000 a year. Now, if you can do 4 years with us, we reckon it rises to about 60,000 to 65,000 Rand a month, 720,000 Rand a year. More than most of you are aspiring to. This is normally where I see the faces changing, because up to 600,000, you've been aiming for that. Now it pushes beyond, but it is 4 years. It's 4 years of working on this. If you can do half a decade with us, 5 years. 5 years of hard labor, we believe that you can reasonably expect to be earning around 80,000 to 100,000 Rand a month. That's R1 million a year. You've done it in half a decade. Now, I get multiple responses to this, and I find most quite surprising. But here, we had to work through this ourselves as we constructed DuePoint. The first one is that you don't earn fast enough. That one always astounds me the most, but it's the most common one. Well, folks, how long have you been employed for? How many years were you willing to throw away into employment? Somehow that feels right, though, doesn't it? No, what I need is a job. But isn't it the job that's making you poor? I'm just asking. I'm not stating a fact here. I'm asking the question, is it your job that's making you poor? Well, it is for 99.5% of us. And in South Africa, there aren't enough to start with. So it's an interesting question. People say to me, Brendan, I'm too important. I paraphrase the I'm too important part they don't say, but it's what they mean when they say, I don't have time for this. My job's too, I'm an executive. I've got no time for this. I know you've got no time for this. No one in this room has got time. That's what this has been designed for, to fix that very problem. And yet we're happy to throw away 40, 60, 80, 100 hours a week into our dead-end jobs. We are. Now, again, I remind you, we never ever ask you to quit your job here. That'll be a joke. But what we do say is, why don't you take on a tool that can lever your future in a different direction with just a little bit of time, but consistency and persistency over time to get you there. The alternative that I get is people say, this is just marketing. You're detracting from the real issue here, and nobody's ever going to earn this amount of money. Well, I get as disappointed with that response. So first of all, we try to be as conservative as we could be. We took it very seriously. But, at the end of the day, it must be tested on the ground. Happily, we can tell you that we already have people earning more than that. So that at least made us happy. But we still want to look at it on the ground every month. So every month we pick a handful of folk from around the country. They do earn, yes, but they're of all sorts of ends of the spectrum at DuePoint, and from all sorts of different provinces. And if you stick around in the next 2 weeks, we'll get our next batch of guys coming through. But for you this evening, we've got Malou. Malou's got a long name, so I try and avoid it. Okay, but he joined us about 9 months ago. All right, 9 months ago he joined us, and he was very skeptical. Came in here, was worried that this was the kind of thing his father had warned him about, put 3 people in his channel just to see if it worked, and as true as Bob, the 7-decade-old insurance company, did exactly what it promised and paid him. That surprised him. He was happy, delighted, and so he said, well, let me test it 1 more month, put a couple more people in, and we paid him again. Okay, just as we promised. Then he became a believer. And in the last 7 months, he's built himself a channel that's worth 10,000 Rand a month. Now, I said in our maths, and I still stick to our maths, I think it's the right target, 6 months to 2,500 Rand. Well, he got to 10 in 7. I said it would take a year to get to 9 to 10,000. Well, he took 7. This is your tool. It's input, output. Whatever you put in, it's going to put out. Good comes out. Bad comes out. If you put more in, more will come out. That's the way we've designed it, and we've put it before you. Then we've got Zongizwe down in KZN. She does not have the luxury of proving the legitimacy of our 7-decade-old insurance company by bringing them to the bricks and mortar. She uses our online tools. She uses them all. She's probably streaming in this evening with a group of people. And she's built a channel in the last 4 months that's worth 12,000 Rand a month. 4 months. Okay? 4 months. I said it should take over a year to get there. She's done it in 4. She's unemployed, so she's got lots of time on her hands. Okay, she can do 8, 10, 12 hours a day on this. You might not. Maybe you've got an hour a week that you can spend. That's fine. It just takes longer. That's all. It just takes longer. I'm not expecting to see all of you up here in 4 months, but in 4 years, we could see you up here. Nothing would have changed. I often say to people, maybe that's the best you ever get from DuePoint. 5 grand a month. Maybe you've got no social skills. Maybe you don't know anyone. Maybe you're just horrible at this business. And after years, the best you get is 5,000 Rand a month. It's 60,000 Rand a year. How has your personal economics changed with an extra 5,000 Rand a month? People always want the 100,000. Sure, we want the 100,000. But we don't need the 100,000 a month. What we need in this economy is an extra 5 grand in the hands of everybody. And that is what we are trying to achieve at DuePoint. We're trying to change things from the ground up. 5,000 Rand a month changes everything for you. So don't get lost in the big numbers. Then we got Siyabonga, KZN. Far away, boy, far away. He's been to our office, I think, twice in his entire time with us. He's been here for about 6 months. And in those 6 months, he's built himself a channel of about 12,000 Rand a month. Absolutely amazing. 12,000 Rand a month in 6 months. Then we've got Donnie. Been with us for 16 months. Chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. He's not shooting the lights up. He's growing this slowly and stably and consistently. He said to me last year when he joined us, he said, if I can just increase my earnings by a couple 100 Rand a month every single month, what will my earnings look like after 10 years? And that's exactly what he's done. 16 months in, when I pulled these numbers, he was on 24,000 Rand a month. 300,000 Rand a year. I said it would take 2 years to get to 27 to 30,000 Rand. He's got 8 months left according to this. He's going to make 30. He's going to make the 30 And again, he shows that the maths is about right. Conservative, reasonable levels of input from individuals. That's what it is. Now, of course, if you do nothing, you won't earn anything. You have to make the decision about what you're going to do and how you're going to change the way you think about creating income in your household. Folks, if you want to go and see the testimonies of other people, we've got 50 or 60 testimonies on our YouTube channel. People earning 700 Rand a month, people earning 1,500 Rand a month, people earning 83,000 Rand a month. They're all there. Go and ask them. Go and watch them, see what they do, and see how they've earned. Some of them are here this evening. You can ask them too how they've done it with us. Now, that's the first way you earn. The second way you earn with us is through our XP Rewards training program. Now, you might say to yourself, I don't know how to do this. I'm absolutely terrified. We do get that. No problem. We actually hold your hand and we take you step by step from beginner to expert here at DuePoint. We train you how to do this. And as you complete the steps in our training program, we award or reward you with what we call XP points. They're a measure of your experience and maturity with us here at DuePoint. Now, they're not worth any rands and cents. Don't let anybody tell you that. They're worth nothing. They're simply a measure of how you are progressing here at DuePoint. And as you progress, as you train, your channel will naturally start growing. And where you meet in our training program the criteria of experience and channel size, we rank you up in the training program. And we reward you as that happens. In the beginning, we reward you with a little bit of cash. This is in addition to the returns we've just been talking about. As you get a little bit more mature and experienced, and as your channel gets a little bit bigger, well, so does the cash rewards that we give you. Then we start to equip you. We equip you with tools that we know through our experience will accelerate the growth of your channel. So at rank 5, we give you an imported lightning memory stick. It comes jam-packed with our presentations and downloads and training and tools and testimonies that you at any point, anywhere in the country, can plug in and connect individuals to DuePoint with. Then, at rank 7, we give you what we know is a very powerful tool in this business. It's a business card. But we don't give you a cheap printed local version. We give you an imported set worth 12,500 Rand. It's gold gilded, it's gold printed, and it is custom designed for you. It takes us about 6 weeks, and when you've got it, you've got something you can put in somebody's hand, and they're going to immediately ask you, who is DuePoint, and what do they do for you? Now, some of these guys are here this evening. They've got these cards. Go and talk to them afterwards, or go and take a look at our glass cabinet. We've got a set in there. Take a look at what a 12,500 Rand set of business cards looks like. At rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size, every year that you do, we take you and your family away on a 1-week holiday, 5-star, business class, all expenses paid. Now, again, we're a very reasonable business. This is not one of these flagrant, we'll give you the world, boats in the Mediterranean, jets to fly around in. No. You guys are all rank 0, so don't get too excited about rank 9. You've got a long way to go. But for everybody, the decision to progress through our training program is the same decision as changing the way you think about earning. It takes time and effort, and when you get there, and as long as you maintain your channel size, we take every rank 9 away every year. Not the first 5, not the best 5, but every rank 9 every year. Now, we're going in December this year. In about 100 days' time we leave. It's very unlikely you're going to make rank 9. But the wonderful thing about our business is you don't start from 0 in January again. Everything that you build in 1 year, you accumulate and start with in the next year. So if you don't make rank 9 this year, that's not a problem. Whatever you've built in the next 3 months will be your starting platform for next year. And so every year it gets a little easier to get to rank 9. And so I encourage you to put that into your vision of persistency and your long-term view here. Now it's a little bit like Chinese torture. At the beginning of the year, we used to show this video to people to encourage them to work towards rank 9. Now it's hard for you to get there, but I'm still going to show you the video of where we're going to at the end of this year. So you can see the validity of what we're doing. This is actual footage of the hotel we'll be visiting with all our rank 9s at the end of this year.
Under the rust and blood.
All right, so we've got 2 business class flights full of people joining us. We had 2 people go rank 9 at the end of July. We've got another one coming now at the end of August. Anybody and everybody can come along. Some of you might say, no, 100 days is enough time for me. Great, go for it. It's up to you. If you've got the time and the energy and the effort, you can make it. If you can't, you build for next year. We'll be going again next year. In rank 11, we give you another very useful tool. It's your own car. It's not branded. It's not financed through us. It's not rented from us, and we don't give it to you and we don't take it away later. It's your car. We hope that you will use it to build your freedom here at DuePoint. And then, folks, as part of our training program, every month we run what are called Wealth Quests. Wealth Quests are designed to help you build good foundations, solid foundations in your channels. Everyone can do them. They run strictly from the first to the last day of every month, so they're there for everyone. And everyone who completes the qualifications of those criteria is rewarded with tools. Again, tools we know that are going to help you. This particular month, we're doing the Expand Your Empire Quest. What you've got to do is you've got to find a person in 2 separate provinces. So 2 people, but 1 in each different province from the one you live in. And if you can get them qualified, how do you get them qualified? Go watch the 6-minute video. It's going to take you no time at all. Get them qualified, and everyone's paid by the end of this month, 30th of September. You'll be rewarded with your very own iPhone. Not a banana, not some Hong Kong thing, okay? A real apple, and you'll peel it out of the plastic yourself here at DuePoint. All right, now, people ask me the question often. I often get this. Brendan, I've done the maths, and it doesn't work. I'm always a little disappointed by that, especially when they tell me after the presentation, after I've explained the maths to them. But here's how it works, guys. It's very simple. Where we come from is the traditional financial services space. In that, insurance and banking, what we do is we advertise to you. We advertise on TV, billboards, radio stations, SMS campaigns, bathrooms, taxis, anywhere and everywhere we can put an advert. Believe you me, I've been involved in it for 20 years. Anywhere we can put an advert, we'll put it. We'll even put it in the back of your airtime. We'll put it in the back of matchboxes. Anywhere there's an advert, you'll find it there. And we spend billions on that as an industry. Billions on doing it. How do we afford that? Nobody ever asks the question. Well, let me tell you how we afford it. We reverse engineer the cost of that into your monthly payments. Your monthly payment for your funeral cover, your banking fees, your motor cover, your household insurance has got 30 to 50% in it next month's marketing cost. Now, we've done exactly the same thing here at DuePoint. The only difference is we do not advertise. We do not advertise at all. You're never going to see an advert of ours or hear an advert of ours anywhere because we use you. You connect individuals to us. You penetrate the market for us. And so the money that we would have spent on SABC, DSTV, cheetah billboards, all of that money is available to you and your channel. Now, that's the simple version. You want to speak about the complicated version? Catch me afterwards. But that's the simple version of the mathematics that we use here at DuePoint. There are 3 products that we as DuePoint facilitate the purchase of in your channel. The first one is our Access Wealth Plan. Our Access Wealth Plan for 299 Rand a month opens for you your very own tax-free investment account. It is a no-notice, no-restriction period investment account, which means that any monies that are in there are immediately available to you, no waiting periods. We take 100 Rand of your 299 and we put it in your investment account for you. And as I said, you can draw it at any time. For the remaining 199 Rand, you get your very own personal accident cover with us worth 110,000 Rand. Now, the second product is our Wealth Guard product. Our Wealth Guard product costs 274 Rand, and for that you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. You have cover immediately after your first payment. There are no waiting periods or deferred benefit periods. There's no maximum age limits, and there are no medical examinations or declarations. Why are we able to do this? Well, because you're dealing with the source. There are no third parties between us and you. You deal directly with the source here at DuePoint. And then our third product, we love this one. It's our non-financial product. It's our Wealth Points Buyers Club. For 274 Rand a month, you get to be a member of our club. And as a member of our clubs, you get access to all of our corporate negotiated prices, account managers, discounts, and vouchers. As a 70-year-old insurance company, when we go to suppliers, they give us premium service and prices that would be very difficult for you to get as an individual. You now have access to that as a member of our Wealth Points Club. And we've covered, we believe, most of the expenses that you're already spending. And we're all always adding suppliers to this product. So we love it. And what it does, as I said before, you're automatically a wealth engineer. And as a wealth engineer with us, folks, you get direct access to the executive and management team here Monday to Saturday. You can book us at no cost. And we will work with you and your teams, strategize, goal set, motivate, design, work with you in every way for you to create success here at DuePoint. We then give you full access to our software and hardware here at no cost to you. We maintain and upgrade it for you constantly with no cost to you. And then, like I've said before, you get national footprint. You can build your channel anywhere in the country with DuePoint because of our live streaming technology and the fact that we are fully online. Anywhere in the country, you can connect someone to DuePoint. Now, we believe there's not much decision in this for most people, but people struggle to flick the switch in their heads about how they earn income. We have worked extremely hard, close with regulators, and with years of experience in our team, we've designed something that we believe can be something you can walk away with tonight, having not spent a cent tonight, but can start changing your future with. Is it going to be easy? No ways. If anybody tells you this is easy, it's not. It is exactly like your work. It is hard. But with time, it puts you in control of a different future. And so if you want to become a wealth engineer this evening, it's very simple. Use your tablet, your smartphone, use one of our iPads outside, go to our website, DuePoint.net, click the apply button, fill out the application form, and you're a wealth engineer. As a wealth engineer, ladies and gentlemen, you'll receive a W number. That is the birth of your asset. Now, that asset might be worthless. An asset doesn't have to have a value. It could be worthless if you do nothing with it. But it also could be magnificent. That will be your decision that you make. We have all the tools for you. Like I said to you a little bit earlier, there's our USB stick with our presentation on. Get it at our information counter or order it at info@DuePoint.net. It's got our presentations on. We've got battery packs for cell phones that want to die all the time. A problem when you're trying to work on the internet. And, of course, our business cards. You don't have to get the 12,500 Rand set. Get a reasonable set, a set that can put you in the game straight away. And we've got piles of other bits and pieces, all the tools that you need in this business. We're going down to Durban. We don't generally travel much around the country because we are online. This is our studio. And you're our studio audience this evening. But we're doing a special presentation down at DuePoint on the 16th of September, and 500-seater there. If you are going, wealth engineers, you know you've got to book a ticket. It is free, though, to book those tickets, but you need to go to our website, events menu, or on the app to events and book your name and your guest's name if you want to join us on that day down in KZN, building your channel across the provinces in South Africa in line with our Wealth Quest this month. And then, folks, you picked a good week to come. On Thursday, we are running our Thematic Thursday. We only run one of these every 3 months, and you've picked the right month to come in. Wealth engineers watching online and here this evening, please remember, what is Thematic Thursday? Thematic Thursday is when we dissect DuePoint. Good for skeptics. Good for skeptics. They think we kind of just slapped this together. They get to see exactly the work that went into the design of the system, the layers of regulation, the people behind it, the experience and technology that goes into DuePoint. That's what we're going to be talking about on Thursday night. Very good, again, for those people who know better. Okay? It's a good know better evening. All right, and of course for wealth engineers, it's an XP bonanza. On that evening, there's lists of things you can get XP for that you can't get XP for on any other occasion. So you really want to watch your emails. I've seen the SMS go out. The email will go out later tonight with all the XP items, and of course I'll be here. Now, folks that are watching live, this is not a head office function. It is a nationwide function. The XP that you can earn on Thematic Thursday can be earned anywhere in the country. So make sure you watch your emails and the WhatsApp groups and use the evening this Thursday, 6:30, to really boost your XP this month in our training program. That's happening Thursday night, 6:30, right here. And then, folks, as I said, if you're a wealth engineer, please, we encourage you, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is your #1 resource here. It is free to subscribe to YouTube, and the moment we go live every night, your phone will ping. The moment we add videos, your phone will ping. It is worth subscribing, and then we want you to download our free app. Use our Wi-Fi here, doesn't cost you anything. Hook into it for free and download our app. Our app hooks you into your channel in real time. 24 hours a day, you can see what's going on in your channel. Your training is there. That 6-minute video about how to qualify, it's there in the app, okay, as well as on YouTube. Your personal details and documentation is there, and all the tools that you need is in that app. So please download it. before you go this evening. Folks, I think with a little bit of time spent with us, you will see how serious we are in this business. We really are. This is not some kind of marketing veneer. When you get to know the team and the work that's gone into the back of DuePoint, you will know that we are determined to be part of the solution in South Africa. Nobody's coming to our rescue, guys. You know it. Nobody's coming. No. With 500,000 people getting unemployed every 6 months, nobody's coming to our rescue. We have to do it, and we have to do it ourselves. And what we want to do is we want to put a tool in your hands tonight that will allow you to do that. If you have questions and concerns, stigmas, opinions, come and talk to the person who brought you here this evening, or talk to me and my staff. We've had to answer the questions. We've had to in designing this thing. And we've had to answer it to others too. Come and listen and hear from us what our thoughts are around it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to seeing you all outside. And thanks for all of you who've watched us live this evening.